Okay. So what I was telling is, if suppose there are 50 applications, okay, there are
Yeah,
organizations. Yeah. Okay. Screen is not sharing. What happened, Ramya?
recording.
Ah, I have started. Today I have started actually. Okay. So suppose if there are 50 applications, so what will happen? There are applications like Workday, there are applications like ServiceNow, SolarWinds, Outlook, Teams, Slack, PagerDuty. There will be like you must have gone through the applications that the organizations uses. For each and every task, they will have an application. Okay, so what will happen? So if you have to get access of all those applications, so your account should be created in those applications. Then only you can access that application. Okay. So previously, what used to happen is there used to be a Workday engineer, SolarWinds engineer, ServiceNow engineer just for creating user accounts, just for managing user accounts. Okay. If someone has to get the access on ServiceNow. Okay. So what will happen? His user accounts needs to be created in ServiceNow. Okay. And if someone has resigned, his account needs to be removed also. Okay, account needs to be removed. Okay, and suppose if someone's account needs to be removed, if someone is not able to log in because of some password, he forgot his password or something like that, so again this is another task. Okay, forget password or something like that, or his URL is not working, something like that. So for each and every applications, organizations will be hiring engineers just for managing the user accounts and for giving the access, revoking the access, and everything. Okay. So now there will be, suppose if 50 application, 50 engineers will just be hired for managing these things. Okay. But the thing is, now with the introduction of single sign on, okay, with the introduction of single sign on future, what facility we are getting? With the introduction of single sign on future, what benefit that we are getting is we just need to we just need to onboard different applications to Azure. Okay, and we need, obviously Azure engineers will be needed. We just need to onboard different applications to Azure, and after that, once these applications are or onboarded, we can we just need to give the access, okay, of these applications to our users, and we can give the access based on groups. Okay, to uh, yeah. So this is the main benefit. We just need to onboard different applications to Azure, and we can start giving the access of these applications to our users or groups. Okay, so from where we are basically adding the application. So first thing is we need to add different applications. When I say onboard, it means add different applications to Azure, and after that only we can give access of this application. So from where, which options we are adding the applications? So in Azure we have enterprise applications. Okay, so when you go into enterprise applications tab, so Azure has already numerous applications. Okay, almost all the applications. Numerous, yeah, you can say almost all the applications in its directory. Okay, direct. Okay, Azure has already enumerates almost all the applications in its directory. You just need to go to enterprise applications. Okay, go to enterprise applications and add these applications. Applications. So how you will add these applications? There is a protocol. Okay, not one protocol. There are so many protocols, but mostly the protocols that are used currently is SAML protocol. Okay, and there are protocols like auth 2 or something like that. Okay, 2.0, something like that. But mostly the applications are added using SAML protocol. So this SAML protocol will be used to add your applications into your Microsoft Entra ID. And once the that application is added, okay, so what you will have to do as an Azure engineer, if there are suppose 50 applications, and those 50 applications, firstly you will have to add them, okay, by going to enterprise applications and doing this through this SAML protocol. Okay, I will show you. Okay, and after that what you will have to do, you just have to give the access of those applications based on groups to your users. Okay, so now what will happen, once you do this configuration using this SAML protocol, what will happen is, now this workday, if someone has to log in into workday, so he won't have to enter his credentials again. Okay, instead what will happen is, he will have his link something like virat at the rate workday.cognizant.com, but he will not have to enter his username or password. Okay, he won't be prompted to enter his user credentials again. Okay, once he log in into his Azure portal, or once he log in into his office laptop, he can log in into those 50 applications, okay, without entering the credentials again and again. This is the main benefit of single sign-on. Okay, if this single sign-on is not configured, you must see the disadvantage that the users or the employees will be facing. For each and every application, he will have to log in. He will have to remember the username and password for each and every application, and by once he enter the URL on his browser, okay, he will have to enter the username and credential for that particular application. So he will have to remember all the username, password for each and every application. Okay, but with the introduction of these feature in Azure single sign-on feature, we don't have to remember anything. We just need to do this configuration by coming to enterprise application and doing this SAML protocol configuration. And once this is done, okay, so what will happen if you are logging into your Azure your office laptop, and if that application is onboarded and this configuration is done, you just need to click on the link. Okay, and you will be able to go through that particular application. You must have observed when you are using Workday for from your office laptop, or if in Cognizant if they are using ServiceNow for ticketing, you must have observed you will be having one link. You just need to enter that link into your browser, and once you hit the enter button, you can raise a ticket. You don't need to log in into the ServiceNow portal using your username and password. So behind this, in the backend, this SSO feature is working. Okay. So you need to remember few terms. Okay, there are few things in the interviews they might ask you. First thing is identity provider. Okay, and so if we are doing SSO, if we are enabling this SSO future, so we have identity provider and service provider. So can someone let me know what is the identity provider over here? Who is providing you the identity of that application? If you are onboarding any application, external application into your organization, who is providing the identity for your application? Azure or that application owner or that application?
That application owner.
No, actually the thing is na Azure is providing you the identity. Okay, Azure is in Azure you are basically doing all the configuration and you are onboarding the application into your Azure environment. Okay, so Azure is providing you the identity of that application. Okay, so as identity provider is Azure, there and there is one more term, service provider. So who is providing you the service? Service providing provider is your application. Okay, so if you are using Workday, so Workday is your service provider. Workday is providing you the service. Okay, like Workday application is used for what? Tracking your attendance, tracking your leaves and everything. So Workday is providing you the service, and your service is provided through which identity? Through Azure's identity. Okay, so yeah, you need to they can ask you in the interview, so just remember this. Okay, and what is the protocol that we are using? We are using SAML protocol. So once this application is integrated, so what you will get? You will get some links like this: https colon, if suppose Workday, cognizant, cognizant dot workday dot com. Okay, slash SSO slash SAML. Okay, so you will get something like this. Okay, if you go to your Workday from your organization's laptop now, if your organization is using Workday, so they must have provided you this link. Okay, and if you click on this link in your office portal or in your office laptop's browser, you won't be asked to sign in, or you won't be asked to enter your credentials like username or password. You just need to hit this link and you will be inside that, and you can do anything like. So similarly you will have 30 to 40 links, and you just need to enter the link based on your requirement, and you can start doing your job. You don't need to enter your credentials. Okay, so this is the benefit of single sign-on feature. So we have another terms also. If suppose there will be few applications which are not part of the Azure gallery. Okay, so Azure will have most of the applications. Registration. Okay, so Azure will have most of the applications that are used by the organizations into its enterprise applications gallery. Okay, so Azure has already taken service from most of the application, and they have already have most of the applications into this gallery. But there might be some application which is missed, or you can say, if you have your own application, you have built your own application, a small application, just for checking the weather, you have built a small application. Now what you want, if my employees, if my organization's employee want to check the weather, so if you want them to use that particular application which you have built, so how you can register your own application into Azure? So you can use this app registration feature. Okay, so here what you can do, you can register your own application into Azure. Okay, and once your application is registered into your Azure portal, from here you can give access of these applications to your employees or to your users. Okay, so this is app registration feature is used to enroll external applications. External applications. Okay, and the applications which are already part of the Azure gallery, we will use enterprise applications for that. So I will just show you today, since we don't have much time left. So okay, so we'll try to cover the practical part tomorrow. Okay, so I'll just show you. You need to come to your enterprise applications tab. You need to click over here the applications which you want to enroll or onboard into your own directory. So how you will do that? You just need to click on new applications. Okay, and here you will get all the applications which are already there. Okay, into Azure environment. You just need to configure the SSO, and these applications you can start giving the access of these applications to your end user or employees. So see how many applications we have in. If you go by cloud, we have AWS, GCP, Oracle. So from here you can give the access, okay, through single sign-on. We have SaaS, we have, okay, Adobe, we have uh, yeah, Cisco WebEx, so many applications. Dropbox, DocuSign. Yeah, this is the application that most of the organizations will be using for managing the uh, signature and everything. Okay. Yeah. So Google Cloud, Office 365. See, Palo Alto. Most of the organization will be using Palo Alto Global Protect VPN. So from here only you can configure the SSO, and then you don't need to create user accounts and everything separately. Salesforce, ServiceNow, Slack. Okay, so there are so many. Workday, UKG Pro, Zoom, Zscaler. These are not the only ones. Okay, here they have mentioned few, but if you want some applications, okay, like suppose Pacer Duty, so you can give it a search. So if you search, you will get that application. So most of the applications are already there into the Azure Entra ID app gallery. Okay, so you just need to do that SAML uh, SSO through SAML, okay, protocol, and once it is done, okay, uh, the application will be added into your all applications gallery. Okay, here you will get that application, and then what you need to do, you need to click on the application and start giving the access. Okay, so we'll see in brief how to do that SAML verifications and everything tomorrow. Okay, so this is the tab. From here we can onboard our applications, and next what I told you, app registrations. So if there is any application which is not there into your enterprise applications gallery, so what you can do, you can click on new registration. Okay, and here what you need to do basically is your development team or your developers will give you the application link. Okay, that you link you need to select a platform. It is a web based or a single SPA application or mobile or desktop application. So your development team will give you a link for every application. You will have one link. Okay, so you just need to get that link from the developer. Okay, and you need to register this application. Okay, and once this application is registered, it will be shown into your enterprise applications. Okay, and from there you need to configure the SSO using SAML protocol. Okay, Okay, everyone. Tomorrow we'll discuss this. Don't worry. Actually, I will discuss this. I just give you a brief overview since we don't have much time left. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss this how to do this ML verification. Okay, and everything. We'll try to register
Okay,
one.
sir.
Yeah, yeah. We'll try up to our extent. We'll try. It needs some admin access also from the other. If suppose if you are registering into Workday, so at least admin there should be one admin into Workday account also. Okay, so that we'll discuss. We'll try to cover most of the things. Okay, till where it is possible. Okay.
Okay, sir.